Put them on the shelf. My inflatable bum is flat. I need a rubber bum pump. I've got that going around my head because it's the time of year. Anyway, I've just got up because why not? Some parts have come in. Yay! For the Privia. We have a high flow air filtre. These are all from Wamoto. A tiny little oil filter, because it's the it's not a spin-on type. Jim's not awake enough to find the flaps yet. Story of my life. Oh, come on. I'm still kitten weak with sleep. It's one of the... Fucking hell. It takes longer to get it out of the box than it does to fit it. It's one of these type. So, very similar to what Phyllis has. In fact, that's nearly the same as Phyllis's. And it's just a case of taking the little side cover off, popping one out, lubing that little O-ring and popping it in, and that is your oil filter done. But the oil, you know, it leaks down the cases and all this lot. It's a case of copious brake clean afterwards. Psst. And the oil change on it is quite different. I'm going to be sort of enjoying that because I haven't done one like it. You drain the sump, and then if you change the filter, all on the side stand. And then because there's an oil tank on the top spine of the frame, there's a drain bolt on the oil tank as well, because most of the oil is actually kept in that tank, and then you drain the tank as well, and that apparently goes all over the front of the engine, the exhaust and everything. So if I hadn't have read up about that, I would have just drained the sump. I wouldn't have even thought to have done the tank. It wouldn't have entered my thought process, because obviously I'd still be thinking about boobs or food. Right, so I've got a Motormat battery, and it's guaranteed that I won't be able to get into this either, because they've put 20 million layers of cling film around it, which is a good thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, come on. Unboxing video. See, I notice unboxing videos on YouTube that get millions and millions of views. Mainly because they're not me. Anyway, it's a Motormat battery, the filter and the air filter. See if I can get in this this week. No, you got that wrong already. How do I get into that? Oh, here we go. It's a little bit too early to find flaps that aren't self-guided. There we go. Oh, that looks better. Yes, because as I showed on the intro vid, one of the top sealing surfaces, it had gone all gooey and stuff like that, because obviously you get the crankcase breather into the airbox, and if one of these is sat in oil mist too long, it destroys the rubber. It's just how it works. So that one had been in there a while, but what I will do, I shall get a pen and I shall write the date on here when I changed it, and for each bike I keep a little sort of diary, a little folder, and then I can just put the date when everything was done. They're going to get done yearly regardless anyway. I used to traditionally, mate, do them literally a week before. Me and my pal used to go away on our bikes every year, and I always used to do the bikes the week before, you know, everything, engine oil, shaft oil, whatever. So I need to get into that habit again, because my servicing regime at the minute is a bit ad hoc. It's like, oh, I'll look at something and think, oh, that's a bit black, I'll change it, and it needs to be more regulated, because even though I'm keeping like a note of the mileage you do it and all this lot, I don't bother working out whether that's the correct distance or anything like that. Quite often I'm servicing stuff earlier than it needs to. Phyllis I'm doing a lot more. I mean, in the year that I've had Phyllis, she's probably had 3 or 4 oil changes, because I do about probably 1,000 miles and then do it, because I've used Phyllis a lot this year actually. It's quite surprising. And her MOT is due in the new year, first week of the new year, I think, 6th. So that needs to be sorted. Nibbler is, I think, February, which my birthday is at, if any of you want to buy me loads of presents, which I know you do. And then the Aprilia that'll be up for an MOT whenever it's ready, and the VFR whenever it's ready. I'm waiting on Foxhills and bushings for the VFR, and then when they come, I shall put Plan X into action, and I shall just put the hub back in, just tighten the hub up at the back, put the wheel back on, back wheel back on, get it on the ramp, and then I can clamp the front end up, jack the rear end up, get rid of the ABBA stand, jack the rear end up, and we'll have the swing arm out, check all the bearings, and check the linkage for the suspension, because I'll need to support it somehow. And then after I've done that and I'm happy with the back end, it can go back on the ABBA stand and it can have the forks done. That is the plan of attack. Whether I'll actually get round to doing it like that, I don't know, because it's not like I do this for a living or out. All my projects are spare time projects, and some weeks I have plenty of time but can't get at them, and other times I have plenty of time and I'll crack on with it, and other times can't be asked. So anyway, for these 3, the motor bat was 72 earth pounds. It's about, motor bats are about twice the price of a normal battery, but my mate Mark absolutely swears by them. He does absolutely swear by them. They've been a bit hit and miss for me, but I do also think it's how often you use the machine, what machine it's going on, etc, etc. I've had a motor bat on a bike before and I didn't think it was any better than a normal battery. It still deflated it, but that bike could have had a parasitic drain or something, don't know. But other bikes we've put them on, they've lasted years and years and years. They've literally lasted years and years and years and years. So I think they're good money spent. And yes, I'll show you the wrong battery Amazon sent again. Absolutely my fault. There's the difference, look. Not a chance. Not a chance. That though, fortunately, will fit Phyllis. So we've got a spare battery, or if we need to piss around with some 12 volts to test something, I've got a fully charged test battery on my super clean bench. But over the Christmas holidays, I'm going to go over this bench, tidy it up. Ideally, I need another storage cabinet really, but this whole sheddage needs sorting out, because a lot of the stuff that's in it I'm never going to use, or it's stuff I've used and just not thrown away. Anyway, the filter, oil filter, £4.49. Air filter, £8.23. So in total, with shipping and the VAT, obviously the dreaded VAT, £90.91. I will be keeping a log of what we spend on this Aprilia, together with the purchase price, and then what we'll do then, when it's done and it's got an MOT on it, i.e. it's road legal, it's usable, never mind the cosmetic condition, because that's by and by, we'll just compare what on the road ones are being sold for. Now I happen to know at the minute, and I happen to know what we paid for it, and let's say we've not dented it by spending 90 quid on it. I've located the panel, that's coming, but I've also spotted a pair of panels, the correct one. You have to get the correct year panel. I think they all fit, but I want it to look like it did in the year it came out, basically, because they've done short side panels, long side panels and stuff like that, and I'm after the long ones. There's plenty of short ones knocking about, and they sort of went through phases, because they did a version called a Strada, which was you know, they restyled the nose cone and stuff, made it look a bit more road friendly rather than dual sport. It was dual sport before dual sport, basically. Dual, James. So yeah, so they've come in. So it's raining out at the minute, but if I get a break in the rain and I get time, I'll stick the battery on, because this comes with the proper. Jesus, man, it's a good job you're not trying to fucking commit suicide. You'd be here all fucking day, wouldn't you? Do you know, for a bloke that owns a lot of knives through various past jobs, etc., I don't have one in the workshop. Or if I do, I've opened something like a box, put it down, because I've got like little box opening knives and stuff like that, and they're never seen again because I don't know where to put them. But anyway, parts are in, we're waiting on the fork seals and stuff, and a lovely little Christmas card from Wamoto, and you can actually use it as a Christmas postcard. Cool! And of course, they know the way to my heart, a sticker sheet. Jimmy loves stickers. I could cover the Aprilia in stickers. Why not, Jim? You did the ZX10 and you've done Phyllis. Or we might have something different planned for the Aprilia. I don't know. Anyway, that's it for your catch up. We could call it midweek catch up, even though it's only Tuesday, but we'll call it midweek catch up. So that's what I'm cracking on with. Enjoy the rest of the week. Goodbye. Lovely. At least it's fairly mild today. It's been absolute. I've not done a lot of work in the shed because I haven't got a heater in here. I have to bring the fan heater in and what have you. But it was quite mild today, and it's quite mild yesterday. What I'm going to do is share the motorbike battery, because I'm not sure which terminals we use. When you get a motorbike battery, it's not like a normal UARSA or anything like that. Terminals, you get a little bag of gubbins with the terminals on, and then you've got a choice of where you put them. So that's all well and good. You're sitting on the oil filter. I've got no idea if you can see, because the screen's gone out. Yes, you can see the top of the battery. And then what that does, lad, is you've got like these two pillars, and then your pillars basically go there and on the other side, and then they're screwed in. There's 4 of them. Jim, you're only showing 3. I know, but there is 4 of them. So you screw basically the terminal post where you need them, and it's a design I've never got on with motorbike, but they do work, but they do have a habit of I've always found these to come undone, but hey ho, it is what it is. So that is your bonus footage of basically how to set up a motorbike. You put those on, you bolt them in, and then you bolt your normal battery terminals on there. Nice. Usually when batteries are shipped, because we can't go and just pick a battery up off the shelf now with all the, in the UK, you know, you have to have the acid put in for you and all this bollocks. Usually they get a little boost charge before they come out, but what I tend to do whenever I get a new battery is just put it on the charger, and you know, sometimes they only need a few minutes boost, other times it's a couple of hours, but we're going to make sure it's fully charged before we put it on the old big thumper. Yes, I've got a sneaking suspicion, alright, the batteries that I've been using on it, even though the VFR one was fully charged, you can see the size difference. This is nearly twice as tall as the VFR battery. As I said in the other video, they need a bloody good battery. It was just turning over too slowly. If it turns over too slowly, the ball bearings won't grab. So we'll put this in when it's charged, and then we'll just see what it does. Personally, I think it's turning over too slowly, but that might have been because we're not using a battery with enough juice. Yes.